lot of companies treat their staff training as a low priority, a box-ticking exercise sufficient to gain enough CPD points in order to avoid getting into trouble with professional bodies. Considering that training programs cost the average company tens of thousands of pounds, shouldn't you be aiming higher though? And is the subject of tax any different to other professional qualifications that require CPD? The answer to both those questions is an emphatic yes. Tax changes every year, whether as a result of the Chancellor's autumn budget or spring statement, a government finance act, rulings from the courts, and indeed actions of foreign tax authorities. What was good practice one day can be a disastrous outcome for your client the next. With continuously expanding legislation, the UK now has one of the longest tax codes in the world, as can be evidenced by the ever-increasing pile of books which arrive each year. So how should this change your approach to CPD training? And how can Primondale help your company to keep staff both up to date and interested? 1. You need expertise as to how tax law integrates with other disciplines. As in many other legal areas, people do specialise in certain elements of taxation, but an awareness of all the different taxes and how they affect each other is essential to giving good advice. For example, there's no point in advising on an inheritance tax mitigation scheme if it is going to lead to a very large income tax liability. It would be like building a fortress with 3 well-defended walls and leaving the 4th side open. Let us teach your staff how to build on all 4 sides. 2. Don't rely on computations. Many courses are designed to get people through an exam by spoon-feeding them computations. There is an old saying that rubbish in is rubbish out. Therefore, what we concentrate on is looking at the figures that go into the computations in order to understand the principles behind them. For example, you can process an R&D claim through a computer, but knowing what expenditure attracts R&D is the real value added. Our participants understand the core principles of any subject so that they can apply them in practice. 3. We make tax as interesting as possible. No, really. Whilst this might sound like Mission Impossible, and even Albert Einstein, who worked in a customs office before he discovered the theory of relativity, found tax, how can one say, a little bit taxing, we believe that tax reflects all aspects of human existence. Birth, marriage, death, success, failure, broken love affairs, greed, jealousy, philanthropy, and crime. We make it interesting because then participants are more likely to remember. We would never claim to deal with everything in tax, but Primondale's approach is to tailor practical and economically sound courses for the needs of your participants. Our training will give your staff the tools both to spot new opportunities and also to avoid huge tax traps. So why not get in touch and see how we can help your business succeed and grow by providing cost-effective, targeted and superior tax training.